All right, my friends, welcome to the new channel. I'm Jameson, your host, and in this video, we're going to talk about this current generation of slop that we are experiencing, where it seems like everyone is stealing, scheming, robbing, scamming, and getting away with it, and you aren't. Little old you that just wants to live your version of the American dream is getting completely railroaded and steamed over by policy and property taxes and everyone else running their own game, and it just seems like there's all this chaos and noise everywhere, right? And it's really beating people down, right? Because there's a huge group of people that don't notice it, and then there's a huge group of people that do notice it, and I notice that it's beating those down that are the noticers. And so let's talk about that. I don't know if this has ever happened at another point in time. I'm sure it has, right? Because nothing new is under the sun. But that being said, is right now it seems like a lot of there's so many people that are like liars and cheaters and thieves that are like getting away with brain damage experiences that, and you're not, right? And you're just sitting here on a Monday grinding it out in the office again, waiting to pay your next bill for this week, or your next emergency this, or your next emergency that, which don't even talk about going to the emergency room, because it is actually cheaper to go without health insurance than it is with health insurance. Insurances, taxes, like I said, all of it is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just seems like everyone's getting away with it, right? And I know that's frustrating. And it stops a lot of people from starting. It stops a lot of people from exploring that side hustle, doing another job, taking on more work. I'm here to attempt to sell the vision that we keep going, and how we win and how we get back and fight back is to continue to launch and continue to push new stuff out into the world. But we'll get there. So yeah, I mean, from the top on down, whether you like this administration or you like the last one, because they're pretty much polar opposites, right? Or so we think. And so it doesn't really matter. All the people in this one, all the people in the last one, getting away with highway robbery, okay? You got people that their salaries are in the hundreds of thousands, and they are worth hundreds of millions. And so none of this makes sense. And it's not just there, like bring it all the way down to, let's look at YouTube, right? You have the credit card space is just filled with liars and cheaters and schemers and scammers that are fighting for and clickbaiting for your attention. Crypto, same thing. Crypto is kind of crazy because they are constantly telling you to sell at the bottom and buy at the top. If you were to go through crypto YouTube right now and look, you're going to see dozens of videos. I'm selling my entire portfolio today, and if you were to go back and look at the price chart, that is like near the bottom. And these videos get hundreds of thousands of views. These channels have millions of followers on them. These guys are supposedly worth a lot of money, and it's like, oh man, okay, well, so-and-so is selling, so maybe I should sell. And this is just another way that like we're getting schemed and scammed on every single day. People that I noticed were doing real estate deals over here and owed a bunch of people money because they scammed them out of crappy deals in the Midwest. And now they're like a red pill Trump supporter, and they have millions of subscribers, and everyone forgot about like what 3 years ago looked like. It's wild. It is wild, the timeline that we are in. And I know that beats people up. I know that gets people thinking like, well, why bother? Like, why care? Right? I'm just going to sit here, be miserable, and take it out on my family and take it out on anyone who will listen. I think that's a horrible thing to do. I've tried that, by the way. It doesn't really work. And I have family that's trying that actively right now, and it doesn't really work. And I also feel like it's healthy to laugh at stuff even when it's kind of sad, because it's hilarious and tragic all at the same time. So how do we win? Well, we've gone through a lot here, bros and sis. We've been through a lot since COVID. COVID was pretty crazy. COVID was like shut down the whole world for X amount of time. That time is different per country, but I don't think there was ever something like that happened before. And that messed with a lot of people. It really did. Like seeing us now as a society, holy crap, can we point back? And a lot of people were saying like, hey man, this is probably gonna be really bad. Here we are like 5 years later, it was really bad. Not to mention, the death toll and the disaster that occurred during that time, the mental, physical, everything that people went through, right? But even during that time, you have to find the strength, the courage to launch, to continue going. Let's rewind back in time. I launched Wallet Monkey during this time. No, what's funny is like, depending on who you talk to, they're like, oh, so when did you launch? Was it before COVID or after COVID? And then like, as if COVID is some sort of reason to why it was successful, or depending on who you talk to, not successful. And I missed the window and I should have started the credit card space in 2017 and et cetera, et cetera. During COVID, launched WalletMonkey into the most competitive YouTube space. Personal finance is the most competitive space on YouTube because of those juicy CPMs, baby. People get paid big bucks, so that's why the points, rewards, credit card, data points, all those channels just boom, blew up. And now look, I mean, I'm sure there's even more. I completely do not pay attention to that niche or category at all. I don't care. So we launched that. At the same time, we launched an offline business on the other side of the world in Asia to do visas. Right? In the midst of, right after the shutdowns occurred. So I think it's been up for 4 years now? Yeah, 4 years. And that business, by the way, is crushing. We'll come back to that in a second. WalletMonkey built the thing up to 20,000 subscribers, which might be a success to you, might be a massive failure, I'm not sure. Mailing list, we built a Discord community, and then eventually sold it off to private equity. Remains to be seen if that was a mistake or not. I think I'll save my opinions on that for another time. In all accounts, success, right? Gave me freedom, gave me opportunities, and that's all you can ask for. And so that was, to me, a huge success. Not to mention the community that we built, some of the people I was able to meet, and et cetera, et cetera. I talk about this all the time, but it's like, holy crap, man. Fixing my credit changed my life. Not because of the credit, but because of all the people that I met talking about my story of fixing my credit. You would never think that would lead to that. I didn't. It's not why I did it at all. But amazing outcome. And look, you're tuning into this and I get to hang out and share time and my thoughts with all of you amazing people. So I think that's great. Okay, the agency. It's done extremely well. The first year was rocky, but that thing now makes over 6 figures a year. It is the definition of a boring business. I actually don't know if there's a better boring business than this one. We're talking 3 staff, does over 6 figures a year, comfortably. Wife can work whenever she wants. She does not go into, there's weeks and months she does not go into the office. And no SEO and no paid advertising at all, at all. Like, brother, if you were to tell me this 5-10 years ago, I would laugh at you. Even then, 5-10 years ago, because we all know what it takes in America to launch a business, to open up a Starbucks. What's the ramp-up period look like? What's the money, all this upfront to ramp up to then open the doors and hope that the ramp-up was good enough to open the doors. A little bit slightly different game in Asia, for sure. But the point is that, that online business, offline business, right? These are, everyone was telling us don't do it, right? We could have negged ourselves out any day of the week. Right now, I'm building a brand new community. Oh my God, you should have just kept WalletMonkey. You should have just this, you should have just that. The naysayers will always be there, by the way. And that is the price that you pay to be in the arena versus sitting on the couch, okay? Always, you're gonna always have that. But also too, we launched a tattoo studio over in Asia 4 months ago. It's going okay. It's going wildly okay. I wish it was exploding with massive success and I was on here bragging about how I'm the greatest, launcher, entrepreneur guy ever. I don't think I am. And even with me telling you all these stories, I'm not saying that because I think I'm great. It's probably not that at all. But I will say that being in the arena and keep fighting, keep step by step, day by day, insert mantra here, is what's led to today. And there's so many people that, look, they weren't going to launch because, COVID. And then after COVID, well, I can't launch because, the interest rates and, da-da-da. To where how many people are probably still sitting on the sideline today, 5 years later, because they were terrified to start. And this is a psyop in and of itself that ruins a lot of lives, because all that creative energy and all that economic energy that you had at the moment of inspiration is gone now, and it's dead, and it's been wasted. Don't waste those moments. I guess if anything, I'm trying to say anything, is that right now more than ever, you need more entrepreneurs. Right now more than ever, we definitely need more small business owners. All these numbers are trending down. Entrepreneurialism isn't, but small business owners is. There's a whole generation of people that don't want to take over dad's businesses or mom's businesses, and they're getting sold off to private equity. If I'm saying anything, it's that we all need to fight against private equity because it seems like they destroy everything that they touch. And that is the model. The model is to strip it down and sell off everything that's worth value. And then as the stock price pumps, we sell out and the public loses. Great business model, bro. And here we are 20 years later of that being executed from the US to China and everywhere in between. And just look at the fallout. And we're stuck in this corporate slop model of profits at all costs, show up to shareholder meetings with, record high profits every single month or every single quarter whenever they do the frequency of the calls. It's not working. It's not working. So we need to slow down, and we can do that. We can force this change. All of us watching this video, whether this video gets 100 views or 1 million views, it really doesn't matter, we can force change by doing a couple things. First off, not fall for the I'm going to wait. Start now. Whether it's fixing your credit, repairing your credit, start now. Launching that side hustle, start now. Getting the business plan together, start now. All these things that is like this fake roadblock blocking you and stopping you from starting, stop it. Stop stopping and start starting, okay? And that's one easy way that we win. And then as we're all launching businesses, we're all in the arena together, right? We're all taking it to the chin, right? Haters and people commenting and family members, and because we're so far out of our comfort zone, right? And it's a scary place to be. And it's definitely something to where you're questioning your sanity all day long. And fellow entrepreneurs, chime in the comments. You know this. But then we all get together, and then we share stories, and we share inspiration, and we talk together. And what do you know? Rising tide, all ships. And so that's how we start to win back. We win back our personal sovereignty, our money, our freedoms, our time, our everything is how we win, right? Because there's so much that's taking right now, and we need to be smarter and figure out a way to structure things. For example, the tax code benefits businesses, and so we need to be launching businesses. We need to be running our money through entities because of how their tax is different, and we end up keeping more money at the end of the day, which this in and of itself, it's wild that that's not stapled everywhere. Tattoo it on your forehead. It's a thing. So anyway, this is little by little how we win. And I'm all about the little guy winning, because I feel like I was the little guy for a long time. And I, kept trying to find my own way and kept stumbling and making mistakes and launching and starting over so many fucking times. I can't even tell you. That's why I'm a big proponent of the little guy. And I take it, I don't know if you're a little guy, and I don't mean that as a bad thing, right? Or as a sign of disrespect in any sort of way. I just mean that the guy who's kind of feeling beaten up right now, whatever it is, life has got you down, and you're not really sure. You got these crazy ideas, and you want to follow them, and you want to pursue them. You're letting outside influences, stop you from doing that and moving forward. I'm here to give you an invitation and give you permission, in case you needed it, that we need to start and we need to get moving now. And the beautiful thing is that now we've got this community, we've got this new channel. I think this is about what we're going to be talking about, these things, and obviously credit funding will have a huge influence on this, because credit funding is the backbone and the starting point, the foundation that I feel like is very important to get started with side hustles and new small businesses and making a bunch of money and getting rich and being happy, all those things. Credit funding, believe it or not, is a very important piece of that. So yeah, I think this is something that we're gonna integrate into the conversation here in this channel. Hopefully you like it. Comment below if you got experiences or want to share something. And what do you know? In the comment section, you're gonna start to find your tribe. If you're one of these people and you don't really know where to go or where to turn, there's plenty of online communities for it. But here's another one for you. I'm giving you permission. Comment below, find your tribe, and they can help support you. Obviously, we've got the free school community, which I think will be mostly credit focused. But again, I think it'll ride on that edge of being an entrepreneur, being a self-starter, what that takes, what that looks like, and giving you inspiration. I think that'll inspire you regardless of where you're at. So I encourage you to join that. It's a completely free thing. We're not planning on changing that. So join that free group. That'll be a great place. You got the comment section. And so, again, I don't know what else we'll come up with down the road, but those are two great places to start and to really get moving on it. But anyways, that's the message, right? That's how we continue to fight back, is to not let these things that should be shutting us down, shut us down, and we continue to launch, whether it's a COVID day, it's a Monday, it's a Sunday, we're in the mood, we're not in the mood, we got to keep moving forwards, right? And so that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.